Hello and welcome to this online Excel lesson where we will learn how to share the file with an external user to the Office 365 account. So in the previous lesson, we saw how to share it with an internal user. This time, we will see how to share it from the Office 365 account with a user external to the organization. So we will look at the sharing procedure, which will be absolutely identical. So we will click on Share. We will choose to share it with a specific person. So not with everyone. We will write the Google Mail external email address. In this case, the person will receive the invitation. At this stage on Google or another type of email, obviously I will do it on Google. The person will receive this invitation and will have to follow all these steps to be able to open the file, to be able to work there synchronously. So he will receive this email, he will open it, then he will request an authentication verification code. He will receive another email with this code. He will enter it here, and at that moment, he will be able to start working. And we will see how people work by opening two windows on two different Excel files. So here I will see that this person is working on this cell, and I won't be able to work on it here. While I'm working, while the other person is working, she will see that I'm connected to this cell, and the other person will not be able to work on this cell. Let's see how to do all this on Excel. So let's go to our OneDrive for businesses. So I'm still in my files. I'm going to reopen this one, folder for the video lessons, and I click on Share, as I did in the previous lesson for the internal user. I'm going to click on Share. I click on the gear icon. I specify that I want to share it with one person, whom I choose this time, outside the Services and Consultations organization. I say that this person can edit because I want her to work with me. In the file, I click on Apply. I'm going to write a message. Here is the shared file to work together on the changes, and I will write the person's email address. Obviously, one of my addresses, which I will now open, services@consultationsfd.gmail.com, to add the address, and I will send the invitation to the person, even in this case, as in the previous lesson, for the internal user. Link shared with this email. Now let's go to Google, and I am already logged into this account. I will open Gmail, and I will find the message right away. Here is Ricardo Dominicite, who shared this folder with you. So I received the message, that is the person external to the organization, that is to say, Services at Consultations. This email, here's the file, shared to collaborate on the changes. This is the message we have written together to the invitation. And now, before performing all the operations, here via the Google email, I'm going to close the Excel file that I opened in OneDrive for Business, and I will also log out of my Office account 365. Otherwise, I will connect to the file in OneDrive for Business. But now, I have to be an external user. Then I will reconnect to show the dual login. So I go back to the email. I will click on Open. At this stage, I will ask to send the code. As you can see, here came the SharePoint icon, in the sense that I log into this Office 365 account. So send the code. So I have to go back to my email. This code should arrive. Here it is. This is the code. So I will copy it. I paste it. I click on Verify. And at that moment, I entered the Excel file that this user of Office 365, Ricardo Dominici, shared with me, services and advice. At this stage, I'm going to reconnect to my Office 365 account, so about solutions for businesses. Okay, I will unlock Authenticator on my smartphone, the two-factor authentication. Just a moment. So I copy this number 77 into the Authenticator app on my smartphone. I re-enter the password to unlock my smartphone, and then now that I am logged in, I click on Yes, and I will open OneDrive. Let's close Plein Air here, and let's go to my files, to the folder for the video lessons. Here, I'm logged in as Ricardo Dominici. So here, you can already see that Ricardo Dominici. Let's focus on this product cell, which is cell B1. If I go into Services, and I see that Ricardo Dominici is connected to cell B1. I am in OneDrive. I am positioned above, over this product text labeled E, and on the other side, the external user sees that Ricardo Dominici is positioned in cell B1. So if the external user goes to select the number 184, which totals in cell D4, here Ricardo Dominici, in the Office 365 account. What does that mean? First of all, I see what the other person is doing. The other person sees what I'm doing. But if I try to write here, Office 365 will not accept changes. That is to say, it lets me write, but then it will not take the changes. It's the same thing on the other side. So the external user sees that Ricardo Dominici is located here and will not be able to write here. So he will be able to write something, but then modifications will not be possible to bring modification. The same thing for Ricardo Dominici. On the other side, given that the external user is placed on this cell where it is written, here is the service and the advice, help@gmail.com. Here in this case, it is therefore possible to work simultaneously in synchronization on the same file without overlapping, because here we are both working on the link to file, so not on the same file. We have both connected to this OneDrive, and we have opened the same file, so we would be in conflict in this case, as was traditionally done. Traditionally, as it is done, even now. If we acted like this, as it is done, even now, we should close the file to work on with the other person. Here, it is not necessary to close it. Now that I am positioned here, go make changes to all the cells except those where it is located. Position the external user. We can work on it simultaneously without bothering each other. So we also saw how to share the file with the external user. And similarly, we will do the sharing of the file from personal OneDrive, so it will be exactly the same thing. And we will also see there the transition. There is a layout slightly different, but the concept and the result that we will achieve will be exactly the same.